This is a part 2 video on mistakes I have made in my Amazon business. I have been selling for 8 years. Let me tell you something, the bigger you are, the more the mistakes cost you. So these are the mistakes that I'm classifying as my 3 strategic mistakes. So first on the list is not forcing higher margins. I let the market dictate what the margin should be. This cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was like a broken record that my brother, who I work with, who wasn't exactly in the weeds with the numbers and the repricer and the fees, kept saying that we need to grow our margins. I'd either blow him off or try some unproductive way to fix this, because it was a hard thing to do. But the answer was simple: flexible target margins. This is essentially inflating the price until the sell-through proves too slow. If it's slow, we'll decrease these target margins. Not doing this until 2019 easily cost my business $1 million in net profit. I honestly don't like thinking about that much. It's not a ton of fun. Watch my other videos where I dive into pricing into great detail to learn more on this. My second mistake, not engaging with the community in a direct way. I can honestly say that launching a podcast in 2019 and an Instagram have been extremely beneficial to me. Everything I invest in you guys, I get back 10x in return. Why did I wait so long? I have business questions that a few times a month I'm able to ask thousands of other Amazon sellers. You can see right here on this YouTube channel that I am investing in you guys. This video takes time, and time is money, but I got it down where I can make this a side project of engaging with the community while still pushing my real business forward. Not to say that YouTube's not a real business, but the one that really hits our bank account is selling on Amazon. Before I go into a final mistake, the honorable mention is not spinning out SaaS products immediately. In 2013, I was building tools just for ourselves. Helped me become a different type of engineer, an Amazon engineer. Being a seller gave me a very unique perspective, and I could have been launching tools when the going was good, when there wasn't a Jungle Scout or a Helium 10. Not to say that I would have replicated what they've done, because they do some awesome things, but I know with more focus, I could have really delivered some awesome things. So not making that a focus, I consider a strategic mistake. Now, the final strategic mistake that I've made was competing against Amazon head-to-head. You know, you can compete against them, and sometimes you can even win, but that's actually a false sense of security, because in the long run, you're just gonna get burned. When I see competing against Amazon, I see lower margins. They're operating on a different track altogether. They will lose $1 million like that just to have customer perception that they're the cheapest one in town. In fact, they'll lose tens of millions of dollars. So my business's single strategy is to avoid them at all costs. So I failed to scrape Amazon's presence across our products until I started using Keepa's API to find them and make sure that we were on the other side of the tracks. So just know when they get into your segment, on average, you're not gonna beat them. So avoid them. If you're in private label with them and like they've got a competing product and you know it's Amazon, make sure that you have an edge on them. I know you can beat them in private label, absolutely. They're not as nimble. Think of Amazon as just a bunch of like vendor managers, 25-year-old to 30-year-old kids who are trying to increase the revenue on their business segment. They're gonna do something, then they're gonna turn away and do something else. It's too big of a company. You can out-hustle them just like people can out-hustle my company, BuyBoxer. Happens all the time. So those are what I consider my biggest strategic blunders. I don't love talking about them. You know, some of them really kind of hurt. They hurt the quality of the house that I live in. I don't really worry about that. I just like creating something of value. I like working with my coworkers and that we can create something new. I've got one more video where I'm gonna talk about my mistakes. And then actually in 2 videos, I'm gonna talk about the biggest successes that I had. You know, it's not fair just to beat up on myself constantly. I also have done a few things right. So stick around and subscribe to the channel and you'll see the next ones. Thanks.